Hello everyone, Hazu here. Steven Universe, Cartoon Network's crown jewel, has now come to an end. I was here with it from the beginning, but Peridot was the character that really reeled me in. What can I say? She's my birthstone. Steven Universe became bigger than I ever could have imagined. It started out as a pretty pilot and turned into the amazing show we all know today. The characters were diverse, the story took a little while, but it soon became a wonderful, consecutive story that really connected everything together. There was mystery, adventure, and style. The character development was processed over the course of entire arcs, taking twists and turns, and had some deep lore and interesting alien energy to it. The songs were addicting, the style was mesmerizing, the characters were so dimensional and intriguing to watch and grow, especially outside of what they considered to be their own limitations. Even seeing the humans develop in the show was pretty good. I dare say it's Cartoon Network's best show ever. But have you felt it lacking somewhere? That feeling, that void, as though you've forgotten something important. As though the show has done something wrong? Believe it or not, they have. Spoilers ahead, your one and only warning. If you don't wish to be spoiled, then this video isn't for you. So, the nagging question. Where did Steven Universe go wrong? The answers are quite simple. Exhibit A. The Homeworld Gems. Lapis, Peridot, and Jasper. Each of these characters were integral plot devices in the story that held high potential and expectations to become more. Unfortunately, they were forgotten about. Lapis Lazuli. Lapis Lazuli was the first humanoid gem introduced outside of the crystal gems. Through her, we witnessed the great powers some gems hold. It's hinted the crystal gems aren't what they seem, that there's something more sinister at hand. Steven realizes he can't fully trust the gems at this point in time, since they keep many secrets from him. Upon freeing Lapis, it sets in motion the homeworld invasion, which leads to mystery, discovery, and character development, everything where the true story of Steven Universe ultimately leads to. But where does her arc fail her? You see, when Lapis is saved from Jasper, she is confined in a barn, far from Steven's home. Yeah, you heard me right. Confined. Isolated, placed far away, preventing interaction and reconciliation with her captors. Lapis has absolutely no interaction with the crystal gems. The only time she is seen even speaking to them is the filler baseball episode and Gem Harvest, where she made jokes of being locked up by them.
Why don't you put that cord in a mirror for thousands of years and then see how it feels about the table? Really? Hate the table.
And Lapis held extreme contempt for Peridot for catching her transmission and forcing her back to Earth. Not to mention Jasper and Malachite, the abusive relationship she just broke off. Meanwhile, Pearl and the other gems give her no apology or interaction the rest of the show. Lapis spends most of the show isolated at the barn with Peridot. Don't even get me started on the Crystal Gems 2 episode.
Lapis, you could be Amethyst.
Which one is she? I'm joking.
Lapis has never talked to Amethyst. How would she know how she acts? And why would she even want to mimic any of the crystal gems that imprisoned her like it's a joke?
You were, until you started to ask so many questions.
This episode makes no sense. Fight me, writers. On the moon base, after Lapis left, she sung about how the Earth seemed pretty and how the crystal gems were colorful too, basically saying they seemed like interesting people. But this doesn't change the fact that they were a group that took her prisoner. People she's never actually interacted with on a personal level. The only people she has a real connection with out of the entire group is Steven and Peridot. When Lapis returns, she says the one line that truly damns her character.
If they're gonna punish me like a crystal gem, I might as well be one, right? You got room for one more?
This was not good. She joins the Crystal Gems because she feels she has no choice, which is not appropriate to her character development. Another character Lapis should have had a problem with would be Bismuth. The two have off-screen development. I mean, just look at all these scenes of them smiling comfortably around each other. It's not right. Lapis was placed in a mirror and has great memory. She would have remembered the face of the gem that poofed her and got her captured in the first place. She should have been afraid of, if not extremely untrusting of Bismuth. But here, the show acts like nothing happened. Lapis also could have reconciled with Jasper. The two literally confessed they were abusing each other through their somewhat out-of-nowhere fusion relationship.
This dulled-down version of rose quartz works for you now? You're pointing that shield the wrong way. She's the one you should be afraid of.
This was not one-sided. Jasper was just as hurt, if not more so, than Lapis was during their time together. To never revisit this feels wrong, for Lapis's view on fusion could potentially be tarnished forever after this incident. Lapis was just forgotten about, which is truly saddening. So, how do we fix her? Step 1. Crystal Gem Integration Arc. Have Lapis interact with each gem like Peridot did. Lapis needs that missing connection to make her Crystal Gem membership real and understandable. Let her fight with Pearl and Bismuth. Let her relax with Amethyst and find consolation with Garnet. She needs to believe in the cause, believe in the earth, and make true, stable friendships that better her life and allow her to heal. Step 2. More barn-centered episodes. It was good that Lapis was given some space, but she simply needed more screen time. Most of her development and adjustment to Earth was done off-screen, which was simply not appropriate for a secondary team gem. Step 3. Secondary team integration fixture. Lapis, Peridot, and Jasper all came to Earth together. It feels only appropriate they come back together in the end as well. Lapis may have found a friendship with Peridot, but the two had off-screen bad blood that left Peridot depressed after their fight.
There are many things I should say, but they would upset you, so in general I don't say those things.
Peridot, that's lying!
Lapis and Jasper were brought closer together as a fusion, but in a toxic way. If Jasper was allowed a redemption arc, Lapis would be the best person to help her on her way to a new life on Earth. This way, Lapis would be far more involved in the story and not forgotten about or put away like all the villains have done to her the entire series. On to Peridot, the second homeworld gem introduced. Peridot's arc was the most fleshed out of all the gems. Many would even say completed. She introduced the concept of fixing warp pads. She was the first Era 2 gem to visit Earth. She introduced the cluster arc, and she became the first new member of the Crystal Gems since a very long time, and she even showed us the possibility of gems gaining new powers. She interacted with each gem in their own episodes, and she even found the Earth to be quite beautiful. She found new powers, a sense of purpose, and a new sense of freedom. So why, oh why, is Peridot on my list? Because she became a joke.
If you're trying to flush yourself down the toilet, it won't work. Trust me, I've tried.
It's no secret Rebecca Sugar was a big fan of Invader Zim. Peridot and Zim had many similarities, even in the beginning.
You lie! You lie! You're lying to me to make you feel better. Thank you!
However, Peridot's personality was a lot more businesslike. She was more serious, more scared, and I guess you could say more evil. She, like Zim, was obsessed with the diamonds, or people in authority, which is where I felt her personality started to go downhill. See, Zim, when interacting with his enemy Dib, he's a badass.
Not while I'm around, Sim! Don't tell me you actually thought you'd win this!
Oh, you horrible, interfering dib!
He's calculating, smart, and achieves great feats. But when interacting with his tallest, he's submissive, he's dumb, and easily ridiculed.
Hey, my tallest! It's me! Look at me! My tallest! My tallest! My tallest!
I hate how Zim is with his tallest. They don't recognize his greatness. He gives all this attention and worship to the people who barely give him the time of day, and that's what happened with Peridot. I mean, she did reject Yellow Diamond in the end, but she had a strange infatuation with Amethyst that didn't make a lot of sense.
You outrank everyone on your team. They should be listening to you. If I've damaged my standing with the best gem here, then I've made a serious mistake.
She said Amethyst was a leader gem and therefore should be respected. But Jasper was the perfect version of Amethyst, and Peridot didn't respect her at all.
We can't leave yet! The whole point of coming here was to check on the cluster.
Stop singing! Rose quartz takes priority. Get back to the bridge and set a course for Homeworld.
Go to Earth, they said. It'll be easy, they said.
So I don't know what that was about. She should have just liked Amethyst because she was an overcooked runt like her. Peridot just became more goofy, less important. She was a true Crystal Gem member. She trained with them, she bubbled for them, and she gained great power to help them. She even spent a great amount of time within the Crystal Gem's temple bathroom, unlike Lapis. But she didn't have much involvement with them. The only big thing she had done was help Steven with the cluster and poof Jasper. After that, she was just shoved off onto the sidelines. She's no longer an integral Crystal Gem member. She's just their plucky comic relief now.
Oh, Amethyst, hi, Amethyst.
So, how do we fix this? 1. Fix Peridot's forced friendship with Amethyst. They're friends because they are genetically built wrong or simply built differently, not because Amethyst is a gem of power. 2. Fix Peridot's personality. Make her be more serious like she was about the cluster. She's still allowed to be goofy and funny, but let her also be more serious and less of a punching bag. 3. Let her be more involved in the story. No off-screen developments that the audience can't see. A tree can fall in the forest and make a noise, but if no one is around to hear it, it may as well have never happened. That's at least how media consumption works. Oh, Jasper. Jasper, 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 Jasper. Jasper was a veteran. She fought in the Gem War. She had a strong hatred for Rose. She was powerful and as perfect as a gem like her could possibly be. She thought fusion was pathetic, only to find out how useful it could be through her fusion with Lapis. Rebecca, I respect you and the work you do, but you and your team did Jasper so dirty. You showed Jasper. Her mind changed about fusion, her desperation and loneliness, and you expect us to not feel sympathy for her?
Maybe she's blowing things out of proportion because she's got her own issues to work out.
What?
You guys literally just threw her away as soon as she revealed Pink Diamond's existence. She was corrupted and bubbled for so long, I thought we would never see her again. I'm so unbearably frustrated that when we do see her return, it's in the midst of chaos. Yes, chaos. Imagine this. You wake up, see the murderer of your diamond, the overlord that took over your planet. But they have allies. You're surrounded by enemies, but not only that, but your diamonds are there, acting as though everything is fine. Then the overcooked runt Amethyst comes over to comfort you. Instead of going into a full-blown panicked rage, she just sits down, as if embarrassed. This is not Jasper. She does not get closure. Jasper's character took a turn when she revealed she belonged to Pink Diamond. Even when she was passed over to Yellow, she still saw her shattered diamond as the one true person she served. Not only does she realize she was actually fighting her diamond all along, but now her diamond is truly gone. Her weak, half-human son is all that she left behind. Jasper loved her diamond. She held such loyalty to her. Why? I bet we'll receive amazing flashbacks about Pink Diamond and why Jasper is so committed to her. Nope. Nothing. We get literally nothing. Even after everything, Jasper cannot ever truly get closure. It's not fair. Jasper's arc was far from over with, and this is how it should have been fixed. Jasper doesn't become corrupted despite fusing with a corrupted gem. She either escapes after the reveal of Pink Diamond or gets bubbled away until an accidental popping later. Whatever. The rest happens as follows. 1. On-screen info relay and mental breakdown over the reveal of Pink Diamond's identity like Bismuth had received, though Jasper's reaction would be far more catastrophic. 2. Flashbacks revealing Jasper's respect and potential infatuation over Pink Diamond. 3. Inner circle and outer circle crystal gem group interaction and reconciliation. Let her bond with Amethyst, let her understand fusion with Garnet, and let her find reminiscence in Pink's Pearl. Let her make up with Peridot and Lapis and Steven. Let her fall in love with the earth her diamond loved and left behind. To throw her away, after all she had suffered, was just wrong. It's not fair to redeem the diamonds and not her. Another thing that Peridot, Lapis, and Jasper never really got closure from was fusion. Peridot made an attempt to understand Garnet by fusing with her, but opted out last minute. There was rumored to be some talk among the Crooniverse of Peridot being asexual, but they never really set it in stone. As an asexual myself, representation is important and exciting to have. However, fusion can happen between friends and family as well. Fusion is an experience, and to lock Peridot out of it is disappointing, especially after seeing her relationship grow between Steven and Lapis, and even Amethyst. I, for one, would have been delighted to have some fusions between her and the others. Lapis fused with Jasper, mimicking that of an abusive relationship. She has not fused since then, which feels as though we've lost the sense that she's healed from that experience. She trusts Steven more than anyone, and although she's quite powerful to hold her own, fusing with Steven could not only be beneficial power-wise, but also for her mental health. I suspected she and Peridot may even fuse at some point, considering the bond that grew between them at the barn, but it never went anywhere.
Lapis! You're really here.
Hey.
Hi.
You show up here after weeks, and you say, hey?
Jasper's experience with fusion was a huge part of her character. She's a strong-built gem that felt like a failure to her diamond despite being the best there was. Decades of guilt and insecurity piled on her shoulders. But when she fused with Lapis, she saw a bigger picture. Her relationship with Lapis was toxic. Lapis ended this, but Jasper wished to continue. Months later, she was building up her own army of mutants, and even fuses with a corrupt one out of desperation. Jasper revealed she's not just doing this for power anymore. She's indeed a very lonely person.
Nobody I fuse with ever wants to stay.
Fusion with these three was dropped ever since, and I think that was a poor choice, considering fusion was an integral part of their arcs at some point or another. The three for sure should have fused with Steven. Peridot and Lapis had multiple opportunities to do so, even accidentally. A fusion with Steven and Jasper would allow their fusion to understand their pain, and would allow Jasper the chance to understand Pink is gone, allowing her to move on. Jasper must be taught that fusion is still more than power. Fusion is a form of love, something she's never truly experienced. Fusion is the key to Jasper's redemption that was never given to us. So, the obvious solution, let them fuse, Rebecca! Now that we've handled the big guns, here are some honorable mentions. Lars and Sadie. Lars was widely considered a rude character that needed some sort of character development.
I knew if something went wrong today, it would be because of you. Now I'm never going to be friends with these guys, all because of your weird mom.
As soon as he dies, quite forcibly, the old Lars is now dead so he could become a new person. This was not only rushed, but also went kinda nowhere. Lars and Sadie's arcs took a wrong turn. Sadie was a reclusive girl who liked to sing in private instead of an audience. While she later gained her confidence with the Suspects and performed via alternate genre, with the failure to locate a replacement voice actor for Sadie, this development was poorly executed. No offense to her voice actor, but when voicing Sadie, she can't really sing. Metal, that is. In the debut song, you can hear her voice struggle to keep in key.
Can't you see that I exist and I don't need an exorcist to let me out?
It's unfortunately too deep a voice to convince me Sadie's a metal singer.
Why can't you see me? Why can't you see me?
She sounds more like a female Kermit the Frog.
What's the point of all this time I'm spending here?
Didn't realize your stench would burn my eyes. Now I'm blessed.
Hire a different voice actor. There's plenty of media out there that have 2 voice actors for one character, like Jack Skellington, for example. One for voice and one for song. They should have done that for Sadie. In Steven Universe Future, she broke up with her band and sang a calming song of different genre, which she sounded beautiful doing.
I'm looking forward, I'm looking forward, I'm looking forward now. I'm looking forward, I'm looking forward, I'm looking forward now.
However, it still doesn't change the fact that most of her career was spent attempting to sing metal, which her voice actor was incapable of doing. So it was just very off-putting. Lars was a self-conscious teen with a secret passion for cooking. He dies, joins a group of rogue gems, saves Steven, and is now in the imminent danger and exploration of homeworld.
I've got you now, you miserable off-colors!
You'll never take us alive, Emerald!
Or we're just gonna jump right into a sitcom of him suddenly becoming captain of an alien ship. And he even knows how to repair advanced space tech. What the fuck? That makes no sense! Everything was done off screen again. Everything was done off screen. Why is everything done off screen? Rebecca, why is everything done off screen? The off-colors have designs parallel to the characters from Alice in Wonderland. This could have been explored more. Give us more episodes exploring Homeworld through Lars. Show us how he evolved. But also, maybe push back his sudden magic talent for building tech when he was just a culinary student. That was out of nowhere. Either way, the off-colors were basically just shoved off into space. Forgotten about until the very end. It just wasn't right. Lars and Sadie's character development was a 180 type. Reclusive music fan to overdone metal lead singer, insecure normal to weird leader. It's not impossible, but it needed more work and more relevance to the plot. The same goes for Pink Pearl, Bismuth, and Centipedal. All intriguing characters that had great significance in the story, yet they were shoved to the side. I will say I have my reservations and issues with Connie's character and her use in the story too, but I think that should be saved for a different video. Steven Universe's main issue is being rushed and doing everything off screen. All these characters are victims of this issue. Have more flashbacks. Pair up the secondary characters into their own team, but show their development in a functioning as said team. Steven Universe was always about character development. So preventing these characters from receiving this via in relation to one another is what makes it feel so rushed. Just have more episodes with them. Steven Universe has plenty of filler. Why can't we simply have canon filler? Rebecca! More development, more flashbacks, more fights! Gimme. Something else I'd like to mention, the diamonds. Before Steven Universe Future, I felt as though White Diamond should have been shattered. After Steven Universe Future, I take it all back. In a single episode, the Diamonds have shown a complete turnaround and are dedicating themselves to reversing their mistakes, and I just love this. It's never too late to change. I love the Diamonds, and I take back everything I have said about wanting to shatter them. That being said, however, their redemption was far, far too fast. For White Diamond especially. There were many other ways to go about White Diamond's character arc. Let's explore a long-forgotten and debunked theory I made a long while ago. Now picture this. White can't leave her ship physically. She is just unable to. Because she is keeping Homeworld together. That's why she couldn't go to the trial and why she couldn't attend the ball. Steven and company battle her, including the other Diamonds. During the battle, White's gem cracks and she loses her grip on the world and everything starts to shake. The entirety of Homeworld is at stake. Maybe Steven gets White to blush again, making her question her perfection. Either way, she literally witnesses how torn apart they made Homeworld. They diminished its resources. The gems can't organize to fix anything. It's a mess. Steven manages to convince White and the other diamonds that they don't just have the ability to destroy, but they can heal too. They all sit in a circle and sing together. They sing loudly. Their forms all glow brightly, and their sweat and tears leak off of them onto the ground. Their beams of light solidify into ropes and strings that wrap around the planet and literally starts to pull and sew it together. Bringing back organic life to the planet might be out of the question, but they are able to at least fuse the planet back together, allowing White her first steps of freedom in eons. Now, I like the bubble bath concept in the final episode. However, it should have been more than a bath. When Centipedal/Nephrite is explaining her past to Steven, there was a light in the sky, a song that corrupted the gems, not a bath. So, the song they had sung to heal Homeworld is powerful and loud enough to reach out to Earth. Gems are now uncorrupted, however, they cannot reform, even when popped from their bubbles. Steven manages to convince the diamonds to come back with him to have the bubble bath to officially allow the gems to reform, finally stabilizing their forms for good. During the bubble bath, Steven decides to heal White's cracked gem. The cracking of her gem allowed her to truly realize she is not perfect, that a diamond is brittle. The cracking of her gem made her personality wonky. She acts confused, tired, and almost drunk, but she was weak and confused enough for Steven to convince her to help them. The diamonds go back to Homeworld at that point, but this is where I'm not sure where to continue. The diamonds have fixed some bad things they've done, but they have commit other grave offenses. They have done horrible things and aren't really worth redeeming yet. Something needs to happen to them. White was damaged and humiliated, which was a good start, but I still wonder if it's enough. It just needs to be something that to really convince me that she wants to turn over a new leaf. We needed to take something from her. She needs incentive to stay changed. And I'm not exactly sure how to do that other than shattering her. But anyhow, White Diamond was arrogant for a millennia. Changing her mind should not have been so easy. Some people might want me to ridicule Pink Diamond and her arc as well, but frankly, I thought all of it was acceptable. I only wish we had more flashbacks with her, and with Pink Pearl. Another thing worth mentioning, I think the Crooniverse forgot about the chest in Lion's Mane. That was open. We never saw what was inside. If it was roses, I think it's important, and the audience has the right to know. Steven Universe is sometimes rushed, did things off screen, and frankly didn't always deliver compared to its hype. Cluster. And I have my own qualms about Steven Universe Future, which, ironically, I may explain in the future. But despite these issues with the original storyline, I still love the show very, very much. Garnet's wedding episode will always be my favorite. I'd like to thank Rebecca and her team for all their hard work, inspiring passion and raising the standard for animated media. Goodbye, Steven Universe. And thank you for everything.
Oh yeah, Patreon shout-out time, ladies and gentlemen. Can I hear a thank you so much to Arya, Artemis the Falcon, Blazin' Yob, Dennis, Jesus, Kaba, Lakey Miles, Leo Convoy, Nicholas Stewart, Paul Nuss, Pink Cat, Rhapsody, Tulip Warrior Zero, Kokyu, Uber Schmuck, and Susk. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, and it's because of you that you make these videos possible. I hope you're excited for the next one. And a big shout out to Malara Erica on Instagram for this adorable drawing. It's so cute. Be sure to check him out. Thank you guys again. Love you. Bye-bye.
If I could begin to do something that